Hello again. I have been watching with keen enjoyment the news that energy prices are to remain very high and seeing the way in which this awful prospect is being presented as good news and something nice which our government has done for us. I'm irresistibly reminded of the passage in Orwell's 1984 about the chocolate ration. Let me quote. There had been demonstrations to thank Big Brother for raising the chocolate ration to 20 grams a week. And only yesterday, he reflected, it had been announced that the ration was to be reduced to 20 grams a week. This is exactly what has happened today in Britain. In 2020, just 2.5 years ago, the average combined gas and electricity bill in this country was £1,287 a year. From this summer, the average bill for electricity and gas for a household will be £2,074. In plain language, this means that our utilities bills would have risen by 66% in the course of 30 months. This news was presented this morning as being a triumph and a gift to those struggling to pay their bills. This is exactly what happened with the chocolate ration in 1984. It was reduced one day, and then the next, this move was announced as a rise in the chocolate ration. Of course, this is amusing to read in a novel, but when a government in this country tries to pull the same thing in real life, it's not quite so amusing. Seriously, do they really think that we are that stupid that nobody will spot the game being played? It's the same with the immigration figures, of course. We are now being told that the only reason that there were so many immigrants last year is because of all those people from Hong Kong and Ukraine. This is presented as though it were a natural event over which the government had no control. In fact, of course, those people from Hong Kong and Ukraine came here at the invitation of the British government. Nobody forced the government to grant the right of residence in this country to all those people in Hong Kong, any more than they were obliged to let tens of thousands of Ukrainians come and live here. It is grotesque to arrange for such large-scale immigration and then use it as an excuse when the number of immigrants rises sharply. This then is the problem with the government which we now have. In the first place, they think that we, the ordinary people, are stupid peasants. Secondly, they do not care in the slightest about what is in our best interests. I doubt that anybody could disagree with either of these statements. It might be thought that with an election due next year, we should obviously hoof them out of power. But before doing so, we do need to ask ourselves whether the leadership of the Labour Party also regard us as stupid peasants, and if they care any more about our interests than the Conservatives. Sadly, I'm by no means convinced that Keir Starmer and his crew will be an improvement, especially when it comes to immigration. I suspect they would simply increase it to levels which would make us yearn for the days when we had Rishi Sunak as Prime Minister. There is a demotic idiom which sums up this situation, but I cannot for the moment recall it to mind. We ducked, we're lucked. It's something of that kind at any rate.